Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice Unlimited, and we are in Yoshinari's story, and we actually got all of his part 1 or chapter 1 or whatever in the last part, because it was kind of running long. So we'll try to get all of part 2 in this. I know the last part was like an hour and like 15 minutes or something ridiculous, so I mean, I guess this one will be a long part 2, maybe? Because there's no point in like ending it and then having 15 minutes on another part, so. Alright. Only one day left until Kazuki's concert. Kazuki's concert, wow. See, I can't, old habits, man. Although I knew I shouldn't interfere with him, I still felt the urge to cheer him on. And the concert's tomorrow. I'm so pumped for this that I'm worried I can't sleep tonight. You're like a kid the night before a field trip. Get some sleep. I got you a ticket, so make sure you're not so tired you sleep through it. I'd never do that. I'm gonna be on my feet the whole time. And by the way, this might be a touchy subject, but are you really not gonna invite your sister? I'm not going to. She's not interested in music and she's too busy anyway. I think I read somewhere was pointing out like it's odd that she's not interested in any, nobody is just not interested in any music. Like, I can understand you like not knowing the music he listens to, but being like, oh, I don't listen to music ever at all, nothing. That's so weird. But it's like, they make them like literally empty in a way. Like, her only personality is like, I'm a cop. You could have other outside, you could like other things and still be a cop. I'm just saying. Like, this is weird. Anyway, I see. We'll all be cheering from the audience. I can't wait to see the results of your practice. I mean, you could say you don't like live music. I don't particularly like live music. It's too loud. You can't understand. Like, it's better to listen to it, to me, on your, like a radio, your stereo, you know what I mean? Your phone, whatever. I don't like going to concerts because it's like, the sounds just don't, it doesn't sound right to me. Like, it's, things are muffled. You can't hear the vote. Like, I don't know why. I just don't like it. Plus, God, so many people. Ugh. So, anyway. Yoshinari, your voice is so loud that you'll probably stand out. Lol. I'll make it the best concert ever. You just watch. Kazuki seems really fired up for this. Still, he still insisted on being so damn stubborn when it comes to Hoshino. I wanted him to proactively invite her, but it looks like I have to do it myself. I riled myself up a little before standing up. But okay, so I remember her going to his concert and there being a ticket, but I don't remember it being, I mean, I guess they're technically, are they rewriting the game to say that Yoshinari, like, I don't remember going with Yoshinari. You know what I mean? I know we went with someone, because we didn't go alone, and I know we went, but I thought it was like, oh, here's an unnamed ticket type of a thing, or Kazuki actually gave her a ticket. Was like, yeah, I mean, I guess I want you to go. Like, you know what I mean? I cannot quite remember. Someone will tell me down in the comments, I'm sure, but, like, I can't quite remember, but I just don't remember it working out this way. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to, like, rewrite history of the game just to, you know, fit Yoshinari's storyline, but, yeah, anyway. You got a minute, Okazaki? It's not time for us to rotate yet. Yeah, but there's something I wanted to ask you. Oh, yeah? Let's hear it. I've got something important that I have to do tomorrow night. Is it okay if I get a few hours off? Our surveillance of the detective agency was done in cooperation with the Security Bureau. It was possible to get time off if I apply for it early, but they'd need to adjust manpower. Maybe it was too sudden. I had a feeling he'd reject it, but I stared at him while I waited for an answer. You've been working hard recently, so it's fine if you need a few hours off. Seriously? Thank you! I suppressed my urge to jump with joy and relief as I quickly bowed to him. But still, I guess I shouldn't invite Hoshino without telling Okazaki about it. Right now, Hoshino was a surveillance target. I'd been ordered to report every little detail that I discovered. You get time off, but you don't seem too happy. Huh? That's not true. I really am happy. Well then, you look like you still want to say something else to me. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead. This is just a hypothetical. But is it not allowed to go out with a surveillance target outside of the mission? Did something happen yesterday with Spacey? Huh? Why would you ask that? I didn't say a single word about Hoshino. I felt like my heart would jump out of my throat because he'd seen right through me. Well, I mean, it's either that or you're dating Enomoto. Like, I mean, fucking pick a lane, buddy. Like, Okazaki's like, would you rather me assume that you were... What? No, why would I date him? I'm not gay. Well, she's the only surveillance target that's a woman. So I'm just saying, it's not a far fucking leap. Okazaki's not as dumb as he acts sometimes. Why are you so surprised? That was an obvious deduction. The only targets you're surveilling are the men in the detective agency and her. Among the men, you're the closest with Mineo, but you're not close enough with him to go somewhere with him or date him. So that means the most likely candidate would be her, I'm assuming. In fact, I heard she treated you to dinner at her home. What do you think happened yesterday? That's simple. You're weirdly dedicated to the mission, so you wouldn't say you wanted time off unless something big happened. But you're now in a situation where you have to ask for time off, so I have to assume that something happened yesterday. He saw through everything! Yeah, for better or worse, you're totally honest, Yoshinari. He ended me with a smile and I hobbled over to lean on the wall. So where are you going with her, Yoshinari? Wait, I'm going with Hoshino, but this actually has more to do with her brother. But her brother's dating Akito. Shut up! I want him too! Yoshinari, no! Just kidding. I summarized how I tried to mediate matters between Hoshino and Kazuki. I glanced over at Okazaki to check his reaction. He probably thinks it's not a good idea to get too involved. I was still new to this, and even I knew that we weren't supposed to get personally involved in our work. A VIP was never going to ask us to get involved, and our interference could always just make their lives worse. The dream that Kazuki's chasing is tough and full of obstacles and pitfalls. Having a family that understands and supports you helps keep you going when you're about to give up. On the other hand, if you don't have a boost from your family, it just hurts, and knowing what you're missing... I'm sorry, my headset is like just sitting in right in that spot underneath my ear that's just bugging me. Like your glands. But it's like, it'd be like, oh my god, my glands aren't swollen though, but it just feels weird. Anyway. Do you see yourself in him and that made you want to help him out? Did you? Sorry. Yeah. I was reaffirming what I was lacking, but Okazaki patted me on the back. Just because her relationship with her brother is bad doesn't affect our work one bit though. As long as your meddling doesn't negatively impact the mission, I'm okay with it. You sure you can just give permission like that? We SPs are still human. There's nothing in regulations that says you can't enjoy a concert when you're off duty. You just happen to be at the same place as a surveillance target, so it's no big deal. There's only one reason why you shouldn't get too involved. It's because you can't afford to hesitate in an emergency. And those words made me tense up. The foundation of the SP is self-sacrifice. Target's always the top priority. If you started to feel affinity towards someone, you wouldn't be able to protect someone else with everything you have. But Okazaki proved that wrong because he totally did that in his own route, right? Also, if you're antagonized by someone because you're attached to them, you aren't allowed to show any hesitation then either. Honestly, antagonization was one of the better outcomes. For example, say you had to decide what was more important, the safety of a loved one or the... mission. Sorry, we have to do this because it's kind of fucked up, but anyway. People who aren't part of the mission must be ignored, no matter who they are. Okazaki, he was quick to cut people off when the need arose. I'd say that he was cold in that regard. He approached people with a smile and would smoothly draw a gun at them, which he did to us. I'm not confident I can do the same thing. That was why, unlike Okazaki, I tried to keep myself uninvolved. Once I knew too much, I'd get emotionally attached. I didn't think I'd be able to draw a gun on someone that I was attached to. And that's why I always tried to apply the brakes on things that didn't happen. That was the line I drew. I decided that was as far as I'd let myself go. I needed to be able to still act as a proper SP, even if I'd gotten betrayed. In the end, I'm just weak. Even if I was getting stronger after all my training, I was still slow to change how I evaluate myself. I know. I quietly responded with that after a long silence, and Okazaki stared back at me. In that respect, I feel like I'm staying within proper boundaries, but still, this is the last time I'll do this. Fine. Good luck, then. I wonder what exactly he was wishing me luck on. He turned his back to me while I was wondering. This guy just seems so far beyond me. In the end, I was just an ordinary guy. I started playing the guitar because I thought girls would think it was cool. I wanted to be a cop to show my parents. I was working as an SP without any real driving reason. I did it because I still needed to earn a living. The job was stable. SP had to prove themselves worthy by passing a lot of stringent selection processes, so that step earned me more confidence and stability. I wanted to become stronger because I needed to for work. It was a calculated decision and undertaking. That was part of why I envied Okazaki so much. He was still looking for his own reason to live. He was consumed with his job as SP, and he lived to protect others. I was certain that he had his own problems, but I envied the way he threw himself into his work so passionately. I feel like Yoshinari's in love with Okazaki just a little bit, okay? He's a little bit fangirling. Like, there is a line between, I admire him, and, like, I have talked more about Okazaki than anybody else in this whole route. I'm just saying. Honestly, with guys like him, it's easy to hide in the shadows of your senior officer. The rookies nowadays all thought like that, but that wasn't always going to be the case. You had to put in the effort to better yourself so you could stand alongside your senior one day. And by then, your heart and body should have become much stronger. He's a little too, like... What's the word I'm looking for? It's not subservient. It's not... I don't know the word I'm looking for, but he's just a little too... And it's not obsessed. He's just... You were too close to Okazaki. Like, you need to step back. Like, it's just a little too, like, idol worship. Like, he is just amazing. And I love him. And he's great. I'm gonna need you to stop talking about Okazaki when we're trying to have sex here, Yoshinari. I'm just gonna need you to simmer the fuck down. I get it. You like him. You're supposed to be telling me how pretty I am. The fuck? It's like, are we... I'm very confused how a romance is going to come out of this. Maybe it's not romancy. Like, Minagishi's had a little bit of the romance sprinkled in. He was messing with us, but then at the end he was like, wait a minute, am I? Yeah, right? See, I didn't think you were. I like it. But, like, Yoshinari's just all fucking over Okazaki. I get it. He's supposed to be like, he's great and he's awesome. He's my great but it's too much. And you just simmer down, girl. Like... Holy Christ. Go get a drink and simmer down. Hey there, detective agency people. I've come bearing gifts. Oh, it's football sushi boy. What's up? Stop calling me that. I'm Yoshinari. Whatever. You're here alone? That's rare. I love you so much. I miss you. Sweet, precious boy. Let me guess. You saw me come in, and since I rarely stop by the agency, you decided that you should interrogate me while you had the chance. Oh, please. It's nothing like that. I brought some fried chicken at the Lonely Mart, so have some while it's hot. Despite the unwelcome greeting, I passed out chicken to everyone. It's not a bad choice. Where's the sweets? Huh? You can't just have chicken? You're so useless. Junk food and sweets go hand in hand. I just love Sasuzuka. He's like, where are the sweets? You can't just eat chicken. No! What is wrong with you? She's so mad about the weirdest things. That was a bit of common sense I'd never heard about before. Sorry. I'll buy some donuts next time. Hey, Yoshinari. Don't worry about seaweed head here. Give me a bigger piece of that chicken. It's pretty much all the same size. I passed the chicken out while approaching Yanagi. Yanagi, do you mind? What? I glanced around for a second and then lowered my voice. I figured it might be bad if other people overheard this. I was just wondering, but why were you with Hoshino yesterday? Oh, that? Hoshino called me. She saw her brother enter the concert hall, but he never came out. She got worried, but she knew if she tried to force him out, he'd refuse. And with the X-Day incident still going on, she was worried about her minor brother going out, especially since he didn't tell her. I see. So that's what brought the dad of the detective agency out. Yoshinari, Okazaki's the only one who says that. I never... He's like, stop calling me that! Hey, what about the dad? Shiraishi was chomping on the chicken while coming up to us. Shiraishi, don't eat and walk. If you're gonna eat, then sit yourself down. Sure thing. Dad. Shiraishi's the older one here, but he gets treated like he's a kid. because Yanagi's being a dick. Shiraishi never seemed to listen to most people, but he did listen to Yanagi. He went back over to his seat. So she called you over and you went to the concert hall with her. What happened then? You were eavesdropping! It's not the only one. I'm not the only one. Everyone's listening in. I looked around and saw Enomoto frantically burying his face into a book titled Love Confessions. Enomoto's such a nerd. If you don't want people to listen to your conversation, take your conversation outside! I just want to be bitchy. I just want to be angry and angsty and yell at everyone when I'm Sasazuka now, because we're not in his route. It's funny. Sasazuka chimed in matter-of-factly while never turning away from his monitor. Is there no privacy at all in this office? It's a pretty small office. Oh, I think it's supposed to be hey. I was like, wait, I have to read that sentence to figure out what the fuck that's supposed to say. Hey, you mind if I ask a question? I got a bad feeling about this. I understand why she called Yanagi out there, but why were you there? Good point, Shiraishi. I was wondering about that myself. Mineo stood up with vigor and took big strides over to my direction. Come on. Oh, sorry. Come on, Yoshinari. Cough it up. That's because I became friends with Hoshino's little brother. Oh? So you're trying to get at her through family? No? Maybe? I shot a retort back at Sasazuka, who still hadn't changed his position. Unlike Okazaki, I thought you'd be above trying to play angles. I can't not read. Wow. Angles like this, Yoshinari. You traitor. Hey, Mineo, don't just believe everything that Sasazuka has to say. Don't believe everything that Sasazuka has to say is the truth. I cannot read today. I don't know. Well, then perhaps you'd like to explain how you became friends with the little brother. I can't reveal that information. I really didn't want to tell them that I collapsed out of hunger. That's why I kept things vague. Oh, Football Sushi Boy is scary. You did something that you can't even speak about? Of course not. That's not true, and my name's Yoshinari. I wish Yoshinari wasn't like this. Come on, Mineo, don't believe him. You look so harmless, but in actuality, you're a dangerous man. Huh? What was the story? You sent 50 guys to the hospital? Huh? Why? Your nickname was Hide the Jump Kicker. What the fuck? Hide the Jump Kicker. Yoshinari's nickname when he was young. When he was an assault captain, he nailed an opponent with a jump kick from his blind spot in a battle they were losing. Because it looked like he fell from the sky, his target's ally shouted, Chief, hi- Oh, not hide, it's Hide. Okay. I'm sure somebody was yelling at me. Anyway. Hide the jump kicker. That makes more sense than, I was like, hide the what? I forgot. Okay, I forgot that would be the abbreviation of his first name. Like Tom instead of Thomas. Okay, I was not braining right there. Anyway. Shouted, Chief, Hide fell from the sky. Some people laughed at him, but after that, the fight calmed down and everyone went home. So, Hide the jump kicker. Oops. That's so dumb, by the way. The nicknames delinquents come up with are so direct. Did you dig into my past? You're doing surveillance on us. Why the hell wouldn't we investigate you back? Although I didn't think we'd find dirt on you and not Okazaki. Fine. I'm sorry. Just stop right there. What? Football Sushi Boy, it actually is scary. Yoshinari, I thought we could be friends. I really did. Enomoto's being all dramatic. Ah! This is all a misunderstanding! Knock it off, everyone. Daddy's telling us to stop. I'm sorry. But that coming out of fucking Shiraishi's mouth is just fucking hilarious for some reason. It's funnier than if anyone else said, Daddy's telling us to stop. I don't know why. Coming from Shiraishi, it's just fucking hilarious. Interestingly, Yanagi's remark made Shiraishi go back to his seat, and the other two mercifully quieted down. You saved me, Yanagi. Looks like Daddy called the shots around here. Yoshinari, I'll teach you a lesson if you don't cut it out. Sorry, Dad. I reflexively offered my chicken to Yanagi. That's how sharp his look was. 'Cause he's the dad. I got the feeling that he glared at me, but I didn't think Yanagi would. Yanagi's past was full of mysteries, but if he was part of juvenile affairs, he might also have a past he can't tell others about. Never mind that. I'm more afraid of having my own past exposed. I had a feeling they'd look into my past, but I wasn't expecting that they'd find my nickname from when I was a student. I really don't want to get on Sasazuka's bad side. I should buy some expensive desserts next time. I didn't mind stooping to bribery to get him to keep his mouth shut. Since I'd already asked what I wanted to, the sooner I left, the better. Anyway, I'll excuse myself now. I headed to the door, but then Yanagi looked up as if he just remembered something. You have a date tomorrow, right? Make sure you don't give Hoshino too much trouble. Yes, of course. Wait, hold on just a sec. What do you mean, date? Oh, whoops. Yanagi realized he misspoke, but Mineo and Shiraishi immediately descended upon me. Yanagi, did you do that on purpose? It takes skill to ask her out on a date this quickly. I'm surprised. You look so innocent, but you're just a wolf in sheep's clothing. Mineo pinched my cheek because he felt like I'd betrayed him. Ow! Stop that! It's just a date. What are you, a kid? You can start complaining after they spend the night. The night? Ow! Yanagi, that's no fair. You hid this juicy bit of info from us. Well, I had a feeling this would happen. Sorry, Yoshinari. Ugh, you're all just ganging up on me! This is so unfair! Yoshinari really is like the fucking piñata. Like, I managed to escape their punishment and disappeared into the night. Like, he's like easy to beat up, this poor thing. Detective Agency Investigation Appendix. Even though they're a ragtag team, they're formidable when they synchronize their attacks. Detective Agent, I fucking love his little sketches. They're so adorable. Bunch of hyenas. Only work together when absolutely necessary. They like to throw gas on fire. Everyone has a lot of stamina. They value their freedom. I wish they'd call me by my real name. Inagi's timing was so terrible, I felt like it might not have been a mistake. A lot of them all pounced on me. Oh, the lot of them all pounced on me like a cackle of hyenas on a sheep. Mineo was freakishly strong. I thought he was going to pull my face apart. He used to be with field ops, and if I was being perfectly honest, I wish he hadn't used his strength on me. Sasazuka nonchalantly chimed in to pour jet fuel on the fire. That was another thing I wish hadn't happened. Top of all that, there was Shiraishi. He purposely instigated Mineo. He constantly called me football sushi. How the hell was he head of the CSI? Tears in my eyes are making it difficult to write, so I'm ending the report here. Still, considering Hoshino interacted with him all normally, got the feeling that she had to be quite mentally tough. I love his fucking notebook. I fucking love his notebook. Anyway, next day, it's December something, I don't remember. I was laughing too hard, sorry. Hoshino, over here! I waved and jumped up and down in an attempt to get Hoshino to notice and walk over to me. It's funny, in Minigishis, we kind of switched back and forth personality, but we have not switched to us ever. It's 100% from his perspective. I know in Kazuki's it's 100% from his perspective, because it's about him and Akito. But, it's just interesting. Anyway, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. There's so many people here. And the people around me were excitedly murmuring in anticipation of the concert. I saw some groupies and flashy get-ups all throughout the crowd. Oh, this is the concert hall we met at earlier. Is Kazuki here again? I want you to see the answer to that with your own eyes. He'd given me 2 tickets, so obviously I was supposed to give one to a friend. But Kazuki never would have dreamed that I'd bring his sister with the ticket. I'm sure they'll both be surprised. I was just giving the 2 of them a little push. How the chips fell would be up to Hoshino. I felt a little sorry for her as we entered the concert hall. Phew, that was great. I cried so much at the last song. Yeah, the closer tonight was amazing. My makeup's coming off because I cried so much. I totally know what you mean. The guitar at the climax just made the tears come streaming down my face. Yeah, it just sounded too epic. That new guy Kazuki is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do if he sucked and ruined Hiro's world of music. But I didn't have to worry. They were totally in sync. It was obvious why Hiro recruited him. I know, their voices all just became the same damn thing. Whatever, doesn't really fucking matter. I heard compliments and great reviews from all directions. Shino was just wearing a blank look. Were you surprised? Yes. I had no idea that Kazuki would be performing on stage. I've never seen Kazuki like that. He was like an entirely different person. Yeah, I've watched him practice. But he was different today on stage. He looked like he was really into it. After the lights went off and Kazuki showed up on stage with his shiki, that was quite a sight. And that's from the first, when we remember this. Huh? Kazuki? Because we were in the front row, Kazuki noticed Hoshino immediately. I thought we were in the back, remember? I don't remember. Maybe he didn't give us the ticket. So maybe this did happen in the first one. You know what I mean? I remember at one point he did leave us a ticket to his show. But maybe that was later on in the game? So maybe the first time we went... Because I do feel like the first time, now she's acting all surprised. Was it a surprise for her? So yeah, maybe him leaving a ticket to the show was like the next time he did one after we have our like touching moment with him and like, we're like, no, do what you gotta do, bro, you know? So maybe this one was a surprise because it doesn't seem like now when she's acting like, oh my God, I didn't expect him to be there. I was like, I think I remember her being shocked and not realizing. So, okay. I just don't remember Yoshinari being the one that brought us, but again, I can't remember, so. But his agitation only lasted for a second. He didn't screw up or play anything off key. Shino was surprised in the beginning, but she kept her eyes locked on stage after that. She was staring straight at Kazuki. I have no idea how he makes those kinds of sounds with the guitar. That requires a lot of skillful technique. He can't afford to make mistakes with this many people watching and listening. Today was Kazuki's first time performing on stage. I'm sure he felt the most nervous out of everyone, but it sure didn't seem that way to me. Yeah, the whole crowd was excited too. There were even people crying at the last song. I mean, it wasn't me. Yoshinari's eyes are watering. Yeah, it's not fair that they brought that out in the last part. It even made me cry. Me too. The music was great, but the lyrics hit me hard. Filled my heart up with something. I nodded and then thought back. Thank you, everyone. For our final song, I'd like you all to hear this brand new track. This tune was made by Kazuki and a friend of ours that encouraged us to do this. It was thanks to him introducing Kazuki to me that I was able to perform like this today. Even if he's not on stage, he's an important part of what we are. He always has been, and he will be from now on. I hope you will never forget that. While everyone was listening to Ishiki, I spotted a familiar face among the audience. Oh, look at him! Precious baby Akito, I love you, sweetheart. Sarah was biting his lip, trying to hold back tears. Oh, just go hug him. Just hold him and protect. The friend that Ishiki was talking about must have been Sarah. Duh. Our daily lives are full of pain and suffering that we want to ignore or turn away from. But we all still want to grab a hold of something. And this tune is for that. Onward. And that's why their thing is called Onward. I mean... Was that in Minagishi's too? It was somewhere else that Onward popped up and I was like, and that's the... Or was it earlier in this one? Might have been. Anyway. Ishiki's smooth singing voice combined with Kazuki's delicate guitar. And the two elements harmonized and formed a ballad that shook the hearts of the audience. And that's so sad because that's their story, and that makes me hurt, and I don't even have to hear the song to know it hurts. Poor Keto. And the part in the song where the lyrics said, "We can't come to an understanding, but we want to," and that really hit me hard. I think that's probably a feeling that everyone understands, and that's why it hit so hard. Music can be so amazing. There were so many people cheering for Kazuki. Kazuki has a dream, and he's been working hard to make it to where he is today. I probably could have just told you about this beforehand, but it didn't feel right for me to tell you about it. That's why I brought you here today, to see it for yourself. I'm sorry for surprising you like this. Please don't apologize. I'm thankful that you brought me here. Without this opportunity, I think I would have never... Hey! I thought I heard a familiar voice. I jumped a bit and turned around. Kazuki was standing tall with a fierce look on his face. Kazuki! About this? Yoshinari, I thought I told you not to tell her. I didn't tell her. I didn't say anything at all about you being in a band. I totally kept my promise. You're just splitting hairs. She probably didn't want to come here anyway. That's not true. Kazuki and I were both caught off guard and looked over at Hoshino. This was the first time I'd ever heard her raise her voice like this. Even though I don't know much about music, I still know how amazing you are, Kazuki. I knew you were practicing with your guitar, but I didn't know how serious you were. I didn't know how good you've gotten. I didn't know why you wanted to continue playing music. I never even tried to understand. And I think the reason why you never talked to me about it is because I was like that. I'm sorry, Kazuki. Kazuki was flinching in front of Hoshino. Looks like this is as far as I should take it. From here on, this was a family affair. If an outsider stuck around, Kazuki wouldn't be able to say what was truly on his mind. Just as I was about to walk away, I felt a strange gaze. I tensed up subconsciously and quickly turned to the source of it. Must be from there. A man who looked to be in his 30s was staring at me from behind a building. I recognized his outfit. He was in the audience at the concert. Because of my job, I had the habit of remembering suspicious people in the middle of large groups. Ishiki does have a lot of male fans, but his sharp glare stood out to me. He's looking at Kazuki? Let me try talking to him. If my hunch was wrong, it wouldn't hurt anything. When I started to walk towards him, I was stunned at what I saw at the corner of my eye. The man whipped out a gun from his chest pocket. Hoshino, Kazuki! This didn't happen. There was no gunshots. Hoshino realized the developing situation and reached out to Kazuki. The gun was pointed at Kazuki. I mean, we did end up having a shooting thing, but I don't think it was not outside. It was inside. And it was later on in the plot. You know? But, anyway. Kazuki! Ah! No way! Get out of here, now! I drew my gun the moment I heard the shot. I shouted orders while aiming at the man. I don't give him a nice manly voice for shouting. He sounded like a girl, but I am a girl, so that's why all my characters sound like girls. I instantly took stock of the situation. There were a few women who ran away. Some passers-by were watching in fear. Counted 5 people in the line of fire. I looked around to see Hoshino, who had fallen on Kazuki in an attempt to protect him. From what I saw from here, she wasn't hurt. I spoke while I kept my sights trained on the man. Are you two okay? Yeah, we are. The hell is he doing? Was he aiming at me? Kazuki, dumbfounded, stared straight at the man holding the gun. God damn it! I was so close! Get out of my way! Who the hell are you? Oh, he's somebody in the band who's just like, oh, wait. No, it's not. I was like, it's not Tachibana, is it? It's not, because he's not wearing all the earrings. He's got earrings, but not all of them. Tachibana had like some cartilage kind of earrings, didn't he? Well, higher up anyway. Police! Drop the gun! What? Police? I said drop the gun! A citizen who fires a government-issued firearm will be identified by their gun's unique identification code. Backup will be arriving soon. You can't escape. You have nowhere to run. Now surrender and... Shut up! I don't care about that! Shoot me if you want. I got nothing left to lose. I need to see that damn brat suffer! Now move! Oh, okay, sure. If you just want to see him suffer and you're gonna surrender after, sure, you'll go ahead and kill him and... What the fuck? Do you think I'm stupid? Do I look... Don't answer that. I'm not as stupid as I look. Poor Yoshinari. Not a chance. What did he do to you? Ha! You know nothing. Shiki ruined my life. NFF since 1980. I don't know what NFF is. I'm trying to think of a fun acronym. What is, like, not fucking fair since 1980. My life has been not fucking fair since I was born in 1980, damn it! That guy's old. He's old like Spacey. Anyway. When he got arrested... Oh. Ishiki got arrested? I forgot about that. Did he? I don't remember that. When he got arrested, he forced the band to be disbanded. He ruined our future. And the man with the bloodshot eyes continued to yell, and I felt myself getting calmer. Also, if it was a Tachibana, he would actually have a face. I figured, like, maybe they'll show his face after, and then I was like, we're not going to know who he is. He's just a rando who's in this for plot. So he was talking, and that was a good sign. It allowed me to buy time. If I taunted him and he took the bait, he might even point the gun at me instead. I gathered my breath and waited for the right opening. And now you decide to come back? You're an overrated, incompetent hack that got famous for the arrest. I tried to follow his train of thought. He must be a former Gaimu member. I only knew about it from the news, but it was definitely true that the band got disbanded after Ishiki's wrongful arrest. But from what I'd heard, it was the band members who distanced themselves from Ishiki, not the other way around. You ignored the past members and chose to bring out this amateur kid. Ishiki's such a fool. He'd rather make some kid come take advantage of his glory and dumb down his music just so people praise his visuals. I mean, have you seen Ishiki, though? He's beautiful. Shut up. We're here for him. Not you. You're just jealous because he's gorgeous, and we want to date him. What? We've been working hard on our music for years, and he didn't care one bit. You cheated to get there. This was our dream. We were forced to give up on our dream. This is bad. I don't know where to start. Any hardened criminal would at least slightly turn their attention to me since I've got a gun drawn on them. But this man had a death wish. He really felt like he had nothing to lose. If I provoke him, he might just hurt Kazuki. I need to get his attention first. Shoot him in the hand, dumbass. Look, if we can do it, you can do it. But Oshino made her move instead. If you shoot Kazuki here, would that make you satisfied? He's like, what? And you're like, I mean, what? He's just my little brother. It's fine. I can get another one. Just pick another one up at the little brother store. She quietly spoke to him while standing in front of Kazuki. She'd obviously interposed herself in between Kazuki and the gunman. She also wasn't holding her firearm, probably because she was trying to keep him as calm as possible. The hell are you? His fan? Must be nice to be chosen for glory just because you got looks. His guitar skills are just second rate. That's not true. Huh? You have no idea how much time and effort Kazuki's put into his guitar. He's like, oh yeah, Mama Bear's coming out now. Don't you touch my brother. And if you start insulting Akito, we're gonna kick your fucking ass. Like, you can call my brother a suckface, like, whatever, and I will be like, bullshit. You say anything about Akito, and I will take your fucking ass down. That's where I draw the line. It's really sad, but I love Akito more than our own brother. It's alright. Akito has been nothing but sweet and innocent. He needs us to protect him. Anyway. The same way we don't know what you went through, but trying to solve everything with violence like this will throw away all of your past efforts. Shut up! The hell do you have to do with this? Go away! The enraged man's finger twitched. I needed to make a split-second decision. The first consideration was whether to shoot at the man's arm when I'm not sure I can hit it. You can do it, I can do it, you can do it. If he pulled the trigger, there's a chance that he'd hit Hoshino. The other thing was... Hoshino! Kazuki! When the gunshot rang out, I jumped at Hoshino and held her in my arms while I fell to the ground. We knock her out of the way! And Kazuki's like, but he hit me! Yeah, it's fine. Spacey! I managed to avoid getting hit, and the bullet didn't hit me or Hoshino. Yoshinari? Don't move! Oh, while seated on the ground, I pulled her close with one hand and I aimed my firearm with the other. From this position, the quickest way to end this was, you're annoying! Damn cops don't even have the guts to shoot! Even if I'm a criminal, killing me would cause you problems, but I'd kill you anytime. Yoshinari. Go ahead and try it. What? The next time you put your finger on the trigger will be the last. I don't care if you're a criminal or just some regular Joe. All I want to do is protect these two. That's my job. Yoshinari, like, in the CGs. Like, okay, Yoshinari's goofy as fuck. In the CGs, you're like, Yoshinari, where did this come from? Hi. Even in Okazaki's CG. Look at him! Look at those eyes! Look at the intensity in his eyes. You're like, Yoshinari, you're actually kind of hot right now. I know I can't see your full face, but the eyes are hot enough, and that's... Look! I didn't expect it, okay? I didn't expect it in Okazaki's when Yoshinari was, like, yelling at him, and you're like, Yoshinari, when'd you get hot? Because he's so goofy looking in Sprite. So he's like, and then now you're like, holy shit. Like, okay. Alright. Yoshinari! It's okay, Hoshino. I tapped her on the back to try to calm her while still holding her. Don't let him taunt you. He's no longer aiming at Kazuki. Oh, but it's still going to be difficult. Guess you really are the big sister after all, Hoshino. I can understand how desperately you protect your family. So please just leave this to me. I'll protect you both. I felt Hoshino relax in my arms. I mean, Yoshinari acts like a fucking goofball, but right now he is like pulling through, being like tough as balls, and I like it. I knew this wasn't the right moment to be feeling this, but the fact that she relaxed made me feel happy. It's okay. It'll end soon. Huh? I held Hoshino close while I aimed and pulled the trigger. I mean, this is also very sex. I don't know what it is. Like, it's sexy. Like, he's just holding her with the gun out like, oh, fucking. It's like, I love it. I know we can kick ass, but at the same time, I like this. Anyway, I held Hoshino close while I aimed and pulled the trigger. I didn't think I'd be, like, just, like, having a little, like, woo! I need a fan right now, Yoshinari. Damn. And I squeezed off a shot and managed to shoot the gun from his hand. Then I bolted, flinging Spacey out of the way. Gah! See, like, he's so goofy. Like, adorable goofy, but you're like, I just want to ruffle your hair. You're adorable and goofy. And then you see him in the CGs and you're like, hi, wait, what? When did you get hot? I don't know. The man went back to pick up the gun, but I jump kicked him. Yeah, he did. Then stomped down on his arm. Gah, damn it! You're under arrest for attempted murder. Taking you to the station. I restrained the man as he held his head in shame. I turned to Hoshino. Kazuki, are you all right? You're not hurt, are you? He's like, hey, is that bullet hole in your head? You're fine. I turned to see his sister caring for her brother. I handed the suspect over to the officers who rushed here and assisted with the crime scene investigation. And by the time I checked, it was already late. He said it'd only be a few hours. Okazaki gave me a long lecture later. Yeah, but I apprehended a suspect. I was doing police work. December 12th, 5:08 p.m. And the next day... Excuse me. Hoshino invited me to her home to thank me for last night. Did we? Yeah, I bet we did. Because you were a little sexy then, even though right now you're being goofy. You know what it is? Because he's got giant fucking goofy eyes. He's adorable. But he's goofy. I don't hate him. But, like, when you see him in the CGs, it's definitely like, I don't know who you are, but you kind of hot. And then you see him in a Sprite, and you're like, I just want to ruffle your hair. You're adorable, like a cute little derpy dog. You know, you're like, you're a little derpy. He's not, but he looks it and he kind of acts it. It's a weird, it's a very weird character, but I do enjoy him. This has been a fun round. I was about to start a night shift, and Hoshino had a day off today, so I decided to swing by earlier. I thought you might have wanted to just keep things within the family today. I can't do that. We managed to get out of that unscathed because of you, Yoshinari. Yeah, I was doubting whether you were actually SP, but you looked pretty cool. Like you were a totally different person yesterday. I mean, seriously. You were like, Yoshinari, you got sexy. You were doubting me? Well, I guess as long as you believe me now, that's all that matters. I wasn't entirely convinced that it was a compliment, but still, being called cool didn't feel half bad. He's such a fucking nerd. I love him. After the shootout, we went home and talked everything over. I've decided to support Kazuki's dream. No, really? That's great. Honestly, it really hurts when your family doesn't understand. Yeah, so this is also about Kazuki, but... I'm so sorry about yesterday. Huh? She suddenly bowed at me with an embarrassed expression, which confused me. My actions then disqualify me as a police officer. I should have remained calm and left the situation and the suspect in your control. I should have prioritized the evacuation of the people around me. But I was only focused on Kazuki. I'm a disgrace as a police officer. It couldn't be helped. Kazuki was under attack too. The primary target, in fact. So what you did wasn't wrong. You protected a defenseless citizen. That's a fact. Hoshino, you protected Kazuki by putting your life on the line. You didn't do anything that deserved a reprimand. Then again, this was all in retrospect. That was indisputable. But even if someone else was being attacked, I wouldn't blame you for anything if you still prioritized Kazuki. Huh? Your family, so of course you might hesitate. That just proves how important Kazuki is to you. Yoshinari... And that didn't jive with the orders we were given as police officers. The cops are human too. A cop that didn't get personally attached in the heat of the moment was no more than a machine. And that was problematic in its own way. Hey, Yoshinari, you're too lenient on her. She stood in front of me without a gun in hand. That was way too reckless. Yeah, you're right. But I was desperate to protect you. Hoshino shivered a little. I bet she just relived the showdown from yesterday as she looked at Kazuki. Guns can take lives very easily. In the blink of an eye, you can take everything away. We were finally able to understand each other, but we haven't talked about anything at all. I was scared something would happen to you, Kazuki. This is adorable! It just shouldn't really count as a Yoshinari fucking CG, but it is the cutest fucking thing. I'm gonna save my weeping for CGs when we get to Kazuki and Akito, because they better hug each other, so I can just cry about that. But oh my god, this is so cute. This gives me all the feels. There's something wrong with me because this game is just giving me all the fucking feels. I don't even know. Did it happen in the first one? Was like, oh my god, guys, my heart hurt. I say that a lot, but like this one is really like, oh, I could almost weep with joy at how beautiful this is. Anyway, I'm so glad that he's safe. Honestly. Hey, get off me! Wait, why are you crying? Are you serious? You weren't afraid at all when that crazy guy had a gun pointed at you? To be honest, I kind of went into a trance. I was worried about what would happen if you got shot too. Huh? When that guy was talking about my guitar skills and then you yelled back at him, that made me happy, so thanks for that. This could almost make me cry. Oh. Again, I reserve my crying for Toa, okay? My ugly crying, but this is one of those like, oh. If I sat here and focused on it long enough, I can make myself get teary. Jeez. You're a grown woman. Stop crying already. You shut up. This is a beautiful moment. It's your fault I'm crying, Kazuki. Yeah. Sorry, sis. Shino, I'm happy for you. Why are you crying, Yoshinari? They should have just changed the CG so it just moves over. The two of them hugging and then Yoshinari just standing in the background bawling like a fucking girl. Look, I love a man that can cry. Oh, it's so cute. I saw Hoshino crying, and it would take a heartless man not to have tears in his eyes when he saw a sight like that. Crying was contagious. I wiped my tears with some tissues and our eyes met. Look, his angsty face. Cute. Your eyes are red. Yours are too, Hoshino. Seems like you always catch me in a bad spot, Yoshinari. That's not true. You're a fine, upstanding person, Hoshino. You're tough on yourself. You have a sense of conviction both when it comes to being a police officer and as Kazuki's elder sister. I should be saying that to you. He's like, but I'm not his older sister. Oh my god. Fucking read the room, Yoshinari. Huh? Me? Yes, your skills when you took down the gunman were amazing. Just like Kazuki's guitar work, it took a lot of training and effort. I've done a lot of training to prepare myself for emergency situations, but whether you can follow through with your training when the situation is real takes mental toughness. You were able to resolve the situation without anyone getting hurt. Not yet. If Okazaki or my other superiors had seen what happened yesterday, they'd probably give me a score of negative 30 points. Okazaki would have restrained the suspect before a guy even fired that first shot. Even if he did allow him to get that first shot off, he'd have definitely taken away his gun while the guy was running his mouth. What I did was pitiful, but Hoshino thought highly of me. I've trained hard and bettered myself, but I had a long way to go before I could match Okazaki as a member of the SP. And still, it sounded like she said what I did wasn't a waste. Nah, I still have a lot to work on. I took out tissues to dry my eyes. He's so cute. Damn, I can't do it. I don't think that's Okazaki saying that. I'm pretty sure this is Yoshinari saying, Okazaki had relentlessly pounded one concept into my skull, and that was to never hesitate in an emergency. Last night's events reinforced that lesson more than a million of Okazaki's lessons. Last night, in that moment, when the suspect pointed his gun at Hoshino and he was about to pull the trigger, I shouldn't have hesitated for a moment when I went to protect Hoshino. My current mission objectives included ensuring Hoshino's safety, yet I still hesitated a little. What if I was shot when protecting Hoshino, or if the stray bullet had hit Kazuki? I figured that she'd feel hurt. The fact that I'd thought about that meant that I'd allowed myself to get unnecessarily attached to the two of them. If I interacted with her anymore, I knew that I'd just end up feeling even more attached. Don't leave me, Yoshinari. We love you now. If I fell in love with her, I'd have no confidence in my ability to perform my duties. Oh my god, Yoshinari, fuck this. This is like Minagishi being like, oh no, I was just fucking with you because I wanted to get information. I'm trying to figure out why you, god damn it. But at the end, he's like, but actually, I kind of secretly do love you. Now that I was just fucking with you. Stop messing with me. Until today, I'd never faced a situation where I had to weigh the importance of someone important to me against the security of my target. When I'm placed in a situation like that, I'm forced to make a decision. So long as I was an SP, I prioritized my job above all. And that hurt those close to me, and it would cause them a lot of pain and suffering. I don't want that. She was a colleague of mine, and she also had strong convictions as a police officer. But it's funny because Okazaki feels the same way, like has the same mentality, like, oh, but I'm supposed to not care about my job first before that, and but he's like, fuck that shit, I love her. And he chases me down, hence his route. So it's kind of funny if in Yoshinari's little side story, he's like, we're just pals, and just lets it go. Like, you're a stronger man than Okazaki, because he fell from a shit. You didn't. We don't know that yet. We'll see. She's not right for someone like me. The girl that I needed would be kind of a selfish girl that was completely unrelated to my work. I can be completely selfish and unrelated to your work. Oh, but I'm in love with Shodaichi, so that's not going to work. While I was on that train of thought, Kazuki brought me something to drink. Thanks, Kazuki. Can't believe you'd cry, too. You're an easy crier, huh? You don't understand, Kazuki. It's rare to have someone in life that cares about you that much. To be honest, I'm real jealous. If you don't realize how lucky you are and start acting like it, the heavens will punish you. Jealous, huh? So you're saying you want Sis to do the same for you? Huh? If you want her to feel that way, then you want to be her boyfriend or something? Boyfriend? How'd you come to that conclusion? No way, it's impossible. I reflexively denied it, but suddenly came to my senses. My reaction might have sounded like I don't think Hoshino was worthy of being my girlfriend. I looked up to see what her expression was like, but she stood up from her seat. I'm sorry. I'll go make dinner. She definitely misunderstood me. What I was trying to say was that I wasn't good enough for her. I definitely wasn't trying to imply that I didn't like her or anything. But because I was starting to have feelings like this was all the more reason I should stop getting involved. At least that's what I was thinking. And then again, it's too late for that. Kazuki apologized to me after seeing me collapse in a heap. Perhaps an outright refusal like that was for the best. I needed to keep my personal life and work separate, or I'd forget what lines I wasn't supposed to cross. In the end, I was treated to dinner at the Hoshino household and I left. The night wind blew at me while I looked up at Hoshino's apartment. Honestly, I want to get to know her better. The girl that I thought was cute was actually also a great cook, and loved her brother. And she was a driven and responsible police officer, who was also adept at finding the good in people. But if I drew any closer, there wouldn't be any turning back. I'd helped her and Kazuki reconcile, so there wasn't any reason for me to reproach her anymore. I guess that's it for my role. I wasn't the protagonist type. I was more the plucky, charming bit character. Yoshinari, it's like you totally get yourself. But when I'm with Hoshino, she makes me feel like I'm the protagonist. It's so funny because you're the protagonist in your own story, and yet you're so sad and pathetic that you're like, I'm just like the side character in someone else's story. But we all feel like that sometimes, don't you? Yoshinari is me right now sometimes. You're like, I'm just the side character in somebody else's story. The fuck? Why can't I be the protag in my own? But no. That was more than enough for me. It wasn't smart to rush headfirst into something when the red flags were so obvious. Risky stuff like that was better left to the protagonist. Oh, Yoshinari. It'd be so sad if that's where it ended. You're like, aw. Since then, a number of ordinary days passed by. I skulked around the detective agency to keep an eye on their movements. I was supposed to do surveillance, so I still wasn't able to become friends with them. But just like Hoshino, I didn't see any way these guys could be bad people. I had some concrete reasons for my conclusion. For example, it's so cold today. Look at these little dog ears. On one cold night, I was sitting with my knees by my chest in the alley. Yoshinari, I have some leftovers for dinner. Want some? Huh? You sure? Yeah, I don't want you collapsing around my agency. Yanagi, thank you. Yanagi gave me stewed meat and potatoes. It was a quintessential Japanese home-cooked meal, and it hit me hard. And on another occasion... Move out of the way. There's a donut. Just move aside. Huh? Sasuzuka, you're actually giving me one of your favorite donuts? Did I die and go to heaven without realizing it? Ugh, so you don't want it, I see. Wait, I'll take it! The donut I got from Sasuzuka was one of the 10 that he'd bought. But it felt extra valuable just because it was a donut Sasuzuka had given to me. I mean, he brought a dozen. You know he fucking did and ate 2 on the way, but still. And on another cold night... Hey, Yoshinari, still alive? I am, but it's cold as hell out here. Listen, don't sleep there. If you fall asleep there, you'll die from the cold. Oh, come on, Minheo. Okazaki sleeps out here all the time, and he hasn't died once yet. So I'm sure he'll be fine. Yeah, oh, my dead grandpa's waving at me. Yeah, snap out of it. Hey, there's no one at the agency right now, so just sneak inside for a bit. What's going on? This random outpouring of kindness stings my heart. But I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of work. I can't go off duty right now. Uh-huh. You're a square in the weirdest ways. I'm on a hand warmer and tea, so use it to warm up. Thank you so much. Mineo often gave me little gifts. He may seem like the type that didn't care, but he really looked after people. Are you kidding me? He seems like the squishiest. He is the squishiest fucking character. He's a butterball, okay? We know that. Even Shiraishi talked to me once, too. Hey, you're probably really hungry right now. Yes. Could I possibly have one of the taiyaki that you're holding? Taiyaki, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was wondering about them, so I bought them. They're filled with red bean paste, and they're delicious. I'm guessing you're not going to share. Sure. Huh? Really? Yeah, it's yours. Wow. Hey, isn't this a plastic replica? It's nicely made, right? Anyway, I'm going now. Wait, but I wanted one that's edible! This one's more expensive. Don't be picky. Price isn't the issue here. Shiraishi didn't seem to change. Even when he did give me food, I had to wonder if it was actually edible. Obviously not, it was plastic. In a roundabout way, what I was trying to say was that performing investigations by the book won't uncover everything. There were a number of things that were easier to learn by interacting and communicating with them. It's so funny. We're supposed to be monitoring them, but they all know we're fucking here. We're not hiding. They're coming down like, all right, just put a blanket on Okazaki. He's fine. Like, it's just so cute. They take care of you. Like, of course, not everything that came up in those encounters would be useful for the mission. I really don't want to believe that they're connected to Adonis. I knew that was a personal wish and not something the department was rooting for. This job really did a number on you. But this was the path I'd chosen. I wonder what Hoshino's doing right now. But there was so much out there that was more fun. That's what I tended to think about. Even when I occasionally saw her and talked to her, there wasn't anything I could really do. I stayed within the line I'd drawn in the sand and I followed her. I'm really not much of a man. I simultaneously thought I wasn't good enough for her while thoughts of her ran through my mind. It's almost Christmas and Hoshino might be spending it with someone. The thought of that made my heart hurt. It's like I have this one-sided love for her. And there were times that I felt sentimental about it. Even the executioners of the X-Day incidents were arrested. The countdown didn't stop. Oh, even when, sorry. Hoshino and everyone at the detective agencies seemed to be intensely pursuing the case. Soon their investigation started to involve the police organization. I was supposed to be watching them, but then we ended up cooperating with them. Christmas Eve. So, like, I know it's technically time, but I'm concerned that this is only going to be another, like, 10 minutes or so. So, if for some reason it turns out and it's an extra half hour or something, I'll edit the parts apart. And then this would be the end and you won't see it. But if it keeps going, then it's because it ends in the next 10 or 15 minutes, you know? Like, it doesn't seem pointless. It seems pointless to stop it and do another part that might only be like 15 minutes when the last one was like an hour and 15 minutes. So, anyway. And sometimes I protected the members of the agency, and sometimes I helped out Okazaki. I had stayed on the sidelines the whole time, but I found myself in front of Hoshino's home once again. It was Christmas Eve, so naturally I started daydreaming about something dramatic happening. But for me, reality wasn't like a drama. He looks so sad. I never would have guessed that Sarah would be connected with Adonis. Oh, don't hurt me! Why do they keep doing this? They constantly, in every single one, fucking point out Akito. It's like they're trying to make you cry. Like, stop it. I love Akito. He's my little precious, my little bun, and you're just hurting me by constantly talking about him being part of Adonis. Oh, I hate it. When I found out that he was arrested, I was shocked to say the least. I think we did Enomoto first, because I don't think in Enomoto's we knew anything about Akito. You know? And the way Kazuki was worried and started tearing up during a concert left a strong impression. I knew he was a kind kid that cared about his friends. Oh, this hurts so much. And he'd also been taking part in these horrific crimes. Apparently all of his memories that were tied to Adonis had been erased. And due to the fact that Kazuki was close with Sarah, he was now in danger again too. That was why I was assigned to keep him safe. Also, didn't Akito forget him too, kinda? Like, oh yeah, I know who you are, but like didn't really remember him and their friendship. Oh god, right? That did happen, didn't it? Oh, that hurts me even more. Oh, this game. Everything about this game was great except for that. Why'd you do it to Akito? It's like you, oh. He's the Toa of this game for me. I don't know what it is. It's probably the purple hair and the glasses. I don't know. Anyway. I wonder if Kazuki's alright. I'm not alright. Worry about me, Yoshinari. I'd seen him a few times since then, but this issue with Sarah really took a toll on him. And that's what it seemed like to my eyes. When I saw him, I thought about it again. If I found out a close friend of mine was a criminal, it could be tough to stay calm. But if things like this caused you a heavy emotional drain, you're not cut out for my job. That was why I just wish that the X-Day incidents were going on somewhere I didn't know about. Even if I can save the target in front of me, can't let myself think of saving anything else. That's the limit I have. I'm not the same as Okazaki. He gets involved on his own accord. It was like he was chasing more danger. Well, because I knew how strong he was, I knew that it wasn't just recklessness on his part, but he was undoubtedly putting himself through additional hardship. If he had such a strong desire and was doing so in order to stand up to evil, I knew that there was nothing I'd be able to do to intervene, so I just didn't question it. It's fine if nothing happens. There's no need to cause him more trouble. In the eyes of others, I probably seemed like a coward or cold-hearted. No, you just seem a little derpy. And I wasn't going to allow myself to get overconfident. It was important to know your own limits. I really don't want to drag anyone down. Some people achieved great results through recklessness. Similarly, other people did their best work by digging in and performing menial tasks. The right tool for the job, in essence. All of this was needed to keep the peace. The work all benefited the same end goal. All of us worked to protect this nation. Achoo! I figure Yoshinari sneezes more like a girl than I do. I do not sneeze like a girl. I could, like, take down a fucking, like, a herd of cattle when I sneeze. It's, like, painful, loud, and just, Anyway. I was trying to conclude with a serious note, but a spectacular sneeze just blew that all out the door. Damn it, it's cold. Wait, is it snowing? I wore light clothes, which allowed me more freedom of movement in emergencies. The snow just ruthlessly piled upon me. This poor sad, sad face. Damn! Now I know how the little match girl feels. I rubbed my palms together and blew my breath into them. I didn't feel warmer at all. This is also training. If I keep my mind blank, I'll be able to block out the cold. Nope, I can't do it. It's too damn cold. Koi's shaking and shivering. I heard footsteps behind me. Hello, Yoshinari. Hoshino! I did exchange pleasantries with her whenever we met, but we rarely met anymore. Which was fine, considering I was trying to avoid getting involved with her in the first place. Are you on your way home? Thanks for all the work you did today. Yeah, it's snowing today. Sure is cold outside. It sure is. The lucky couples of the world must be celebrating a white Christmas and having a good time. Even during a time like this, Christmas is still special. For me, my work is like my girlfriend. Not that it has anything to do with anything. Thank you for what you do for Kazuki. There's no need for thanks. This is my job. I'll protect Kazuki no matter what. You just stay focused on doing what you need to do, Hoshino. Yes, thank you. I strategically chose words that would bring a quick end to the conversation. But she didn't go away. Instead, she handed me a paper bag. If you'd like, please use this. I took a look at the bag and found a scarf. What's this for? It's kind of a thank you for mediating the situation with Kazuki and everything you've done. Yoshinari, you've done so much for me, so I wanted to show my appreciation in some way. And it's fucking cold and you're out here in light clothes! Oh, like a token of appreciation. I hand-knitted it myself. I felt embarrassed for expecting something more. You're so thoughtful. Are you playing Santa Claus with everyone else? Huh? No, I did give some people some food, but you're the only one I've given this to. Uh-huh. Huh? Did you say that it was just me? Yes, I did. Wait a second. What about Yanagi and Okazaki? I gave them some sweets and other snacks. Sweets and snacks? So why do I get a scarf? Yoshinari, you're always outside and you look cold, so it's been bothering me. Oh, Kazaki's outside a lot too. Yeah, but that's true, but for some reason he's able to sleep outside. Just seems like he's more comfortable with the outdoors. You're right about that. It seems like the temperature doesn't affect him at all. Yes, and I also thought that he'd prefer to have some unique foods. Hey, you know him well. That guy likes to eat the weirdest stuff. We should have gotten him gloves too, and maybe some earmuffs. You're right. So it's just for me. The scarf was fluffy and it felt warm to touch. Can I try it on? Yeah, go ahead. I took out the scarf and wrapped it around my neck. It felt so much colder a couple seconds ago, but now it felt like even my heart was warmed up. I could have picked food much faster, but for a scarf I needed to choose color and materials. So I took a long time to think about it. That's fucking cute. Hoshino took these kinds of things pretty seriously, so I'm sure she even went to different shops to compare and contrast everything. The thought of her doing all that made my chest feel a bit constricted. I saw it and I thought of you, which is cute. I saw it and it reminded me of you. It was the, I need to get him a scarf, and she goes everywhere, and it took me 3 goddamn weeks to find the scarf. She only did this for me. I'm very sorry, since this is all I can do. I hope you take care of your health. I didn't want to get too involved. I wasn't good enough for her. I wasn't special, but I don't care about that. Huh? Yoshinari! I slapped both my own cheeks and looked right into Hoshino's eyes. Because I'm just an ordinary... Because I'm just an ordinary? Does it just mean because I'm just ordinary? I can't really think too far into the future. I only knew what was in my heart. I wasn't going to let this control me. This wasn't going anywhere unless I reached out. CG, I let my heart be my guide and took Hoshino's hand. He's adorable! He's like a little chipmunk! Oh, I love it. Hoshino! Yes? Do you remember when Kazuki asked me if I wanted to be your boyfriend? Oh, yes. I'm sorry that Kazuki made you feel awkward by saying something like that. That's not it. It wasn't that I didn't want to. I only denied it at the time because I thought you were too good for me. But to be honest, I'm really interested in you, Hoshino. Interested? Yeah, so, I hope that you have an interest in me too. Huh? Hoshino's face had frozen in a surprised expression. This is so fucking adorable. I love it. He's such a fucking little nerd. Oh my god, we just need to hug him. He's so cute. I felt like maybe she'd been weirded out by me, but I didn't feel like giving up just yet. I guess it's kind of weird to just spring it on you like this all of a sudden. So can we start as friends? I hope that'll be alright with you. What a terrible way to ask her out. She laughed in my face. I completely earned it. But she looked straight back into my eyes and nodded. I also wanted to get to know you better, Yoshinari. Aww. Really? Then how about we go out somewhere together sometime? The situation right now would make things tough, but once things calm down... Really? Yay! Thank goodness. Huh? Yuki's blushing! felt like things had gotten a bit strange between us and we hadn't talked like we used to. I had a feeling that you were avoiding me. Oh, sorry about that. I guess I must look like kind of an ass. No, but there were a lot of terrible things that happened this month. I try to take my work more seriously, but I can't help but feel down. I keep causing everyone around me to worry. But Yoshinari, you never pry, and you just have cheerful conversations with me. Yeah, I do realize how dumb the things I talk about are. Not at all. It made me really happy. Whenever I talk to you, I can forget all the bad things that are going on. Even if it was something very insignificant to you, I felt saved by it. This is so cute. I'm gonna die. Oh, Shino. And this ordinary, commonplace thing that I did was something that gave her reassurance. These words were a great boost to my ego and made me extraordinarily happy to hear. But I wasn't expecting it. Huh? Yoshinari, you're always doing your best to cheer up everyone around you. But you never try to make yourself the center of attention. People do often tell me that all I'm good for is being happy. Oh, that's not what I meant. But don't worry, Mihoff. I definitely have a serious side. I know we saw it when you shot that guy. It was hot. Sure. I'm glad to hear how you really feel. That is so cute. I love that CG. I love the CGs in this game. They're fucking adorable. I was pretty sure there wasn't any additional meaning behind those words. But they made me greedy. No, Shino didn't think the feelings I had for her were annoying. Just maybe they brought her joy. When you have some free time, please come by for dinner. Kazuki seems happier when you're around too. And before today, I would have been satisfied just by hearing those words. She'd just classify me as another nice guy that she knew who offended nobody and also excited nobody. But now, I've decided that I'm going to be the one that decided my own limits. Hoshino, do you feel happier with me around? Of course. One more step. Just one more step to go beyond my limit. Does that mean you... I want to be by your side. You've been a bad boy, Yoshinari, skipping out on work to hit on girls. Perfect freaking timing as usual! You know it was Okazaki. Okazaki? Okazaki appeared from behind me and unraveled the scarf around my neck. Hey, nice scarf. Hey, you can't... That's not meant to strangle people with! Oh, it's not? I thought you were asking for it. Of course not! Oh, sorry for raising my voice. I quickly took the scarf back from Okazaki. Okazaki, you gotta learn to read the room! I'm not trying to pick her up or anything! Oh, what? Are you getting serious with her then? Normally that'd be enough to back me down. Not today. Today I glared back at Okazaki. That's right! Huh? So please don't stay out. Please stay out of this, Okazaki. Even though it's you, if you get in my way right now, I'm gonna let you have it. It wasn't just Okazaki with his mouth wide open. Hoshino was also surprised. It made more sense for her to be stunned, though, since I'd confessed my feelings to her. Never mind that. I'm afraid of Okazaki's payback, but I won't back down. Yoshinari. Okazaki's hand moved slowly up to my eyes, and then... Ow! Huh? He flicked my forehead. I'm guessing he decided to go easy on me. He didn't look half bad, right, Spacey? Yes. He was much different than from usual. You heard her. Man, you make me jealous. I was trying for her, too. Huh? But I'll give you your moment today, in honor of you fighting back. And with that, Okazaki turned to leave. He was smiling, but it didn't feel like he had any ulterior motive. He actually looked genuinely happy. You have a good senior partner, Yoshinari. Yeah. I'll probably never match up in that regard. Wait. Everything went the way I'd hoped, but what do I do in this situation? So about earlier. And the moment Okazaki was gone, things started to get awkward between us. I confessed my feelings in the heat of the moment, but I wondered if Hoshino was troubled by it. I started to chide myself in my head, but I wasn't going to back down this time. I wasn't kidding earlier. Oh. Hoshino, I do... Hey, it's Hoshino and Yoshinari. What are you guys doing out here on the street? As expected, here comes the second one. Enomoto? In the end, people started showing up out of nowhere like some comedy skit. I wasn't able to ask her the most important part. But my love has just started to bloom now. It's pointless to think about an unknown future emergency when I might hesitate. It was something I'd think about when it happened. I'll kick my habit of giving up before I try. There were some things you'll never experience in life unless you really fought for them. This won't be an easy path. If I have to fight against Okazaki, it'll be tough. Oddly enough, I still didn't feel like running. The fight with Okazaki might actually be a pretty close one. Just thinking about that future excited me. I want to be recognized too. Someday I'll become the kind man who's fit for you, or fitting for you? Well, okay, well, anyway. So please wait for me, Hoshino. Anyway, stay tuned for next time. Thanks for reading. It's actually probably the end of his route. That's so cute. It's so adorable. Because it's like, okay, it's not really romancy, but he kind of confesses at the end, and you kind of get that, yeah, no, they're going to totally start dating. Like, it's not like, oh, okay, well, I'll just hang out, we'll be friends. Like, they're totally going to fall in love with each other. It's so cute. So we'll go to the others, because I think there's, we got to find the Yoshinari one, so it's going to take, like, forever. That's what's going to take forever, is this. No, angry dude, angry kid. Kazuki. That dude. Minagishi again. You again. Hana again. You again. Maybe we'll go to... Okay, come on! Come on! Yoshinari's in here somewhere. That's the only thing I don't like. There's not a... It's just random who pops up. There we go. Short story. Crossroad. Oh. Wait, is that his normal short story? No, this is different. Okay. 20XX Shinjuku. And the biting cold finally relented and things were finally getting warmer in March. The town where everyone had been beset by doom and gloom a little earlier was beginning to change. There was more laughter and expressions of relief, and there were many more children out in public. The police and the government were powerless against the malice that enveloped the city. This part's going to be long, but like, fuck it. It's too late now. I'm not going to bother splitting it. Who cares? Yet the people who passed by had their smiles protected. And whenever I saw that, I thought to myself that maybe this nation wasn't all that bad. Yoshinari, I'm sorry for making you wait. And don't worry, I didn't wait at all. But I was 5 minutes late. I'm so sorry. My parents called just as I was heading out. It's totally alright. 5 minutes doesn't even count as being late. If you were an hour late, I'd be mad. I wouldn't be that bad. Thank you, Yoshinari. That sweet smile made my heart jump. I'm simple that way. She messaged me beforehand, so her looking so sorry for being tardy by a mere 5 minutes is just so... She's so nice. A previous girlfriend of mine saw nothing wrong with making me wait an hour. I had vivid memories of those times. Oh, wait, no. Hoshino isn't my girlfriend. Yeah, we're not dating. So you might be wondering why we're meeting up in front of the train station. Oh. I don't know who's saying, shall we go? The train station building here has that popular flower viewing lunchbox I saw on TV. Yeah, I'm so glad that it's sunny today. I know who's saying this. Oh. Oh, okay, no, it was right. I'm saying, okay, because I really am glad. We're going on a flower viewing trip today. We made Yanagi and Enomoto carry all the heavy stuff. Oh, we made Yanagi and Enomoto carry all the heavy stuff. Was that really okay? Unfortunately, by we, I meant a group of us. Shino and I were in charge of buying supplies, so we walked at a leisurely pace to the train station. It was a long story, but after the issues related to the X-Day incidents calmed down, we were all getting back to our daily lives. Okazaki and I went back to the main office to return to our regular duties as SP. Sasasuka also returned to the cybercrimes division, while Yanagi and Mineo began to actually run their detective agency business. Shiraishi supposedly said he was taking an extended vacation overseas. Shino remained at her usual workplace, but she'd been freed from Adonis's grasp. She smiled much more than she did back then. Speaking of which, at the time when we of the SP interacted with Hoshino and the bunch for the X-Day incidents, we started getting along, but then there had been no progress since then. Of course, it was partially because there was so much work to still be done for X-Day incidents, but we hadn't gotten any closer since the new year. I did actually become better friends with her brother Kazuki, though, which was fine in and of itself. I don't know why, anyway. We exchanged trivial messages and sometimes got together in large groups like this. I think I've gotten a little closer to her. Every time we meet and she smiled at me, How every time we met and she smiled at me, I felt that my feelings for her were growing. And it was difficult to move forward from here. I guess it's just me being a wimp. And today's flower viewing came out of nowhere. I had to thank Mineo for suggesting it. All the alcohol and equipment would be supplied by Yanagi and Mineo. At first, Yanagi and Hoshino were supposed to do the cooking, but they both were busy, so we ended up just getting store-bought food. It was a tough battle until to win that spot. Huh? I don't know what that... It was a tough battle until to win that spot? Yeah. But story wasn't really worth but that story really wasn't worth telling, so I'll just leave it at that. None of that made sense, but okay. Is Okazaki not going to make it? He's on the scene at work, but he did mention that he'd join up at night. Feels kind of strange when you two weren't together. Right? We'd been partners in the SP for a long time, so I still haven't gotten used to it. Upon returning to the main office, my partnership with Okazaki was disbanded. I was reassigned as a trainer, but because I had little experience I have as an SP, feels like I'm just talking with trainees. Okazaki was returning to the field and will be working under veteran SPs. I'm having a hard time training rookies. I feel like Okazaki has it worse. Because he's back in the field? No, because Okazaki's new partner is this guy called Shindo, and he's known to be one of the strictest people among the SP. He was so famous for it that Okazaki paled in comparison. That does sound tough. But knowing Okazaki, I'm sure he'll also be able to overcome it somehow. Well, he certainly is tough. We enjoyed this relaxed conversation as we looked around at the various food at the basement level of the department store. We talked about what looks good or rare and fully enjoyed the shopping trip. It's fun, but... Oh, wait, no. I'm really terrible at coming up with topics to talk about. It's always about Okazaki. I know, right? What was I saying earlier? I wanted to know more about her on a personal level, and I wanted to get closer to her. But in the end, I'm always relegated to Yoshinari the acquaintance. Wait, what are we doing on the roof of the agency? I thought Mineo said he got us the perfect spot for the flower viewing. After the shopping trip, we got a message from Yanagi right before going to the gathering location. But for some reason, we were at the detective agency. I don't know if it's supposed to be Mineo or Yanagi, but anyway, I'm so sorry, Yoshinari and Hoshino. This is all my fault. Oh. So that was supposed to be Enomoto, okay. And here we saw Mineo sitting in the corner with his knees to his chest, so I kind of had an idea of what happened. He tried to save us some spaces, but there was a family with kids that asked, and Enomoto didn't have the heart to say no. Who can disappoint those... Who can disappoint those eager smiles from kids looking forward to the flower viewing? And they reminded me of my sister. I'm sorry. I really am. It can't be helped. We can see the cherry blossoms from here, too. And the place we were going to is a bit noisy, but we can enjoy the view in peace here. Right, we really just needed a reason to hold a big party so we can drink even without the flowers. I don't know. You guys, buddy. Mineo came trying to hug us, and we just patted his head to comfort him. It seemed like the party's been moved to here. My voices are all over the place, but we enjoyed this relaxing party. Because the members here, Mineo and I were the ones that were making a lot of noise while Yanagi and Hoshino chatted up a bit over a few drinks. No fair, Yanagi. I can't bring myself to interrupt them. Hey, it's a text from Takeru. He's met up with Okazaki, so they're coming together. Oh, Sasazuka's with him? They sure are good friends now. He's just a tsundere. The weather was getting a little chilly, but since we were buzzed, it also felt kind of refreshing. My plan to get some alone time with Hoshino crumbled away, but this was fun in its own way, so I'm fine with it. If those two are coming, we'll need more food. Oh, if those two are coming, we'll need more food. I'll go and make some. I don't know who's saying that. Yanagi overheard our conversation and stood up. Oh, let me help too. I don't know. I guess she was saying, I hate when there's 30 people and I don't know who's talking. Oh, I hate these. Naturally, Hoshino also stands up to help. No, it's fine. You should take it easy to... Oh. Okay, he's saying that to us. I don't know. Anyway. No, it's fine. You should take it easy, Hoshino. I don't fucking know who's talking. Until you have names. Oh, but... For some reason, Yanagi was staring at me. And then he turned to Mineo. Enomoto, come help me out. Huh? Sure, I don't mind. Neo looked confused but nodded as they both descended the stairs. Oh, Yanagi! Bro! Right before they left, Yanagi glanced over at me one more time. This wasn't just my imagination. He did it out of consideration for me! When cooking came up, it was usually Yanagi and Hoshino's jurisdiction. But this was in the natural flow of things. Okay, this is going to end up being an hour and a half part, so we're going to have to split this. I wasn't one to waste the opportunity I'd been given. Oh, Hoshino, your cup's empty. What do you want to drink next? Oh, there were some sours left. This is a banana plum sour? From the name, it sounds like it's perfect for Okazaki. There I go again, talking about him. Hoshino picked up the strawberry sour. I glanced over a few times while trying to come up with a good topic of conversation. If Okazaki and Sasazuka showed up before Yanagi came back, I didn't envision having a peaceful moment. Maybe I should ask her what her type is. I wanted to say thanks to you, Yoshinari. Huh? You were a really good friend to Kazuki this past year. Thank you so much for everything. Not at all. I had big ulterior motives, but Hoshino looked at me with a sincere gaze, and that made me feel so uncomfortable. Oh, yeah, this might be kind of random, but didn't you mention that you had a call from your parents earlier? Yeah, it's because Kazuki decided to play music here instead of going home, but we're still in the middle of talking about it. I heard about that from Kazuki, but the two of them didn't get along with their parents. And my parents are very strict, so... Oh, my parents are very strict, so it may take some time to change their minds. But I've decided that I'll fully support Kazuki's dream. The smile she directed at me was different from the weak one that she'd shown previously. It was a bright one that looked towards the future. Thank goodness. It feels like you've gotten stronger again. Really? I mumbled to myself while feeling a bit lonely. There are people I look up to, whom I wanted to reach. But even if I put in the effort to get to their level, it seemed they'd just get further away. But I still have much to work on. I'll keep working harder so I can get stronger like everyone. And oh, that's supposed to be me saying that. Okay, this is all her. There are people I look up to, whom I wanted to reach. But even if I put in the effort to get to their level, it seemed they'd just get further away. But I still have much to work on. I'll keep working harder so I can get stronger like everyone, and you especially, Yoshinari. Huh? Me? Yes, you're also a senior officer that I look up to. Huh? That's the first time that someone's ever said that to me. Okazaki said that, but he also said that she had low self-confidence. Oh, no, Okazaki said that, but he also said that you had low self-confidence. I really hate that I don't know who's talking and it gets fucked up, but... yeah, I get that a lot. I'm similar in that regard, so I can't really say anything about it. She looked down at the can of alcohol in her hand and then resumed speaking hesitantly. She was probably getting pretty drunk, and her cheeks were flushed. Okazaki's like that too. Normal people can't become SP, so just getting the job is an accomplishment, but you keep trying to aim higher. Well, that's true for Okazaki, but I don't really have any kind of impressive ideals like that. People often stereotype cops as lazy or oppressive. Oh no, okay, that's me again. God damn it, I hate this! People often stereotype cops as lazy or oppressive, but when I look at you, Yoshinari, and the others, I feel like this country really must be doing all right. Oshino then looked up to me with a gentle smile on her face. Yoshinari, no matter what you say, I saw while standing alongside you, so I know this. I respect you. I saw it while I'm assuming. I felt happy, pitiful, and a cornucopia of many other emotions all at the same time. But the only thing that stuck in my head was how much I loved her. Not just as a woman, but also as a fellow officer and as a human being. I want to protect her. And this might be the first time I felt something this strongly. Oshino, I feel the same about you. You continue to work to improve yourself because you're not satisfied at your current state. I'm still very inexperienced. That makes two of us. That's why I also respect you. Thank you. We looked at each other and laughed. A relaxed atmosphere percolated up from both of us. I knew this would just trouble her, but I wasn't able to hold it inside any longer. The cops are still human. If we keep trying hard, we get exhausted too. Yeah, we have to be careful of that. So when you're tired, I want to be someone you can rely on. Huh? And when I'm tired, if you're by my side to smile for me, I feel like there's not a thing I can't do. Yoshinari, are you drunk? Oh, you didn't know? Just like Okazaki, I can't get drunk, so these words aren't out of intoxication. I said before that I wanted to be closer to you. Feelings that I had for you at that point still haven't changed. Just like I did back then, I looked at her head on and slowly took her hand. No, I'm stronger now. Just being closer isn't enough for me. Yoshinari, I love you. Hoshino, I'm in love with you. This was the first time saying those words caused my heart to clench up like this. Saying it out loud just reinforced my feelings for her. You're always so earnest, kind, and moreover, you're so good at finding the weaknesses and good points of people. Maybe it was due to her occupation, but she just couldn't ignore people, no matter how insignificant they may be. More than that, she'd acknowledge them. I'm sorry for troubling you like this, but I'm serious. Seeing her smile gave me warm, fuzzy feelings. Yoshinari, I finally said it. I'm always like this, but I always kind of skip a few steps. Right. This was a huge surprise. You don't have to rush, but could you please give me a response? Yes, I'll think about it. I gripped her hand slightly tighter and looked into her eyes. Wait. And then I noticed it. Her face gradually turned bright red and her eyes were watery to the point of tearing up. Hoshino? Yoshinari, if you don't mind, could you let go of my hand? Oh, sorry. Did you not like it? It's not that, but it's just embarrassing. Wait, what? What's with that reaction? Did I say something that embarrassing? Oh, you just confessed your love for her. Looking back, maybe I did say I love you a few times, but I didn't think I'd get this agitated instead of her. Hoshino, are you feeling shy? Please don't point it out. Of course I am. Anyone would be after being told that. Sorry for making assumptions, but I thought you'd have got used to being asked out. What? I'm not used to it. That rarely happens to me. What? I didn't expect that. What did you take me for? I didn't think she was some kind of seductress, but I figured that lots of men would hit on her. Well, that was my assumption at least. And now I felt like I must have said something really rude, and I broke out in a cold sweat. But deep in my heart, I was cheering with joy. So this means I have a chance. Yoshinari, what are you talking about? Suddenly someone tapped me on the shoulder from behind. Oh. Okazaki! Oh, Yoshinari, what are you talking about? That was supposed to be Okazaki. Typical Okazaki. Sure. He sure appears out of nowhere. Wow, this game. I know you're hitting on Spacey again, aren't you? Am I getting in your way? Not at all. You sure are considerate today, Okazaki. I just finished hitting on her. I see. Then today's the day we comfort you for getting rejected. Let's drink up. I didn't get rejected yet. Okazaki, hello. Hey, Takeru's here too. He's already sneaking a few bites of Yunagi's food. It's getting kind of cold. How about we go drink indoors? Oh, right. Can I just clean up this area? And the three of us cleaned up the food and drinks while I sidled over to Hoshino. I whispered to her, how about we sneak out of here later? Huh? Oh, sure. Nice. Yoshinari, I forgot to say this, but... Yes? I noticed how long her eyelashes were while noticing her cheeks were still a little red. I couldn't help but stare at her, but then Hoshino put her lips close to my ears and then whispered something. Thank you for what you said. It made me very happy. And those were simple words that weren't embellished. And that was enough to make me explode. I felt the blood rushing to my face. Hoshino smiled playfully as she stood up to go to the stairs. Being in love is so simple. The small smiles or how small her hand felt in mine. Even looking at her from behind filled my heart up. I didn't need a lot of preparation to know that this was a serious love. It's so cute. All right, fuck it. I mean, we really should just cut this into 2 parts because this was an hour and a half, but I just don't fucking wanna. Okay, I just don't wanna. Cause I'm lazy. So here you go. Here are our CGs. I love his intense look in this one. It's amazing. Okay, so that's like, I don't want to be bothered to like, cause then I have to do like the outro to like one. I'm like, fuck it. For one part, whatever. It's an hour and a half long part. It's the longest fucking part in history, but it's just because the last one we didn't have a good place to stop. You know what I mean? So it ended up being like an hour and 15 minutes, and then this one it was about 3 hours, so next time we'll just learn to stop better. So, all right. Does this one have any? No, it doesn't. This one does. This one is so cute. Look at his blushy little chipmunk cheek. He's so fucking adorable in this. Like, not the super like, oh, Yoshinari, you got kind of sexy when you're pointing your gun. But this is like, he's fucking adorable. And look at his little happy face. He's so cute. And then, oh, I like this little happy one. Okay, we're going to leave it on here. So anyway, that was Yoshinari. And when we come back in the next part, we'll start Enomoto's route. So yeah, and we'll see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.